menggunakan nomor virtual account yang didapatkan. Jika sudah, akan mendapatkan nomor pendaftaran dan bisa melakukan tes online pada tautan yang ada di dashboard. Jika dinyatakan diterima, kemudian upload dokumen yang dibutuhkan. Kemudian bayar tagihan registrasi dengan nomor virtual account yang diperoleh. Registrasi mahasiswa baru untuk mendapatkan NIM. Isi data diri dengan benar dan lengkap sesuai dengan isian yang diminta. Universitas Kadiri memiliki 4 jalur pendaftaran. Jalur prestasi untuk calon mahasiswa yang lulus pada 2 tahun terakhir atau bebas tes dengan mengunggah prestasi minimal di tingkat regional atau menggunakan nilai rata-rata rapot 8-10. Jalur KIPK. Jalur KIPK merupakan beasiswa untuk calon mahasiswa yang kurang mampu dan memiliki kemampuan akademik dan telah terdaftar di laman kipkuliah.kementerian.go.id. Jalur reguler. Jalur reguler untuk semua calon mahasiswa baru lulusan SMA atau sederajat yang mendaftar di Universitas Kadiri. Dan jalur transfer. Jalur transfer untuk mahasiswa pindahan atau alih jenjang atau yang angkatan. Universitas Kadiri juga memiliki fasilitas seperti gedung Surya Kediri mahasiswa untuk kegiatan. Dalam Gor Surya Universitas Kadiri juga dilengkapi fasilitas olahraga seperti basket, futsal, bulu tangkis, tenis meja, dan fitness center.
Kursinya kurang like
Musola. Penelitian mahasiswa Universitas Kadiri. Laboratorium komputer dengan berbagai alat yang memadai dengan kapasitas 50 orang mahasiswa. Laboratorium bahasa yang dilengkapi dengan fasilitas full internet dengan kapasitas 50 orang mahasiswa. Galeri investasi merupakan sarana untuk pembelajaran dan diskusi bersama tentang pasar modal. Laboratorium sipil dan laboratorium industri, greenhouse dan laboratorium pertanian, peradilan semu, laboratorium farmasi, ruang micro teaching, dan aula sebagai sarana kegiatan para mahasiswa. Universitas Kadiri juga memiliki beragam prestasi, antara lain klasterisasi perguruan tinggi urutan 48 pada klaster 4. Simkatmawa peringkat 102 nasional. Universitas Kadiri juga memiliki beragam unit kegiatan mahasiswa atau UKM yang berprestasi. Antara lain, UKM Kerohanian Islam, juara 3 Tilawah Quran 2019. UKM Olahraga Futsal, juara 1 futsal antar mahasiswa se-Jawa Timur. Mahasiswa berprestasi nasional, juara 1 Pekan Olahraga Mahasiswa Nasional 2019. Mahasiswa berprestasi internasional, juara 1 Tenis Meja Internasional. UKM Seni Menyanyi, juara 2 nasional. Dan Galeri Investasi memperoleh prestasi, juara 1 Banking and Finance Festival. Mari bergabung bersama Universitas Kadiri untuk mewujudkan cita-cita Anda. Bingung kuliah di mana? Universitas Kadiri mempunyai 6 fakultas dan 21 program studi. Fakultas Hukum, program studi S1. Halo teman-teman, selamat datang di Universitas Kadiri. Udah pada tahu belum? Universitas Kadiri adalah universitas tertua di kota Kediri. Selain lokasi wisata, Universitas Kadiri juga memiliki banyak sekali keunggulan. Sebelum itu, yuk kita kenalan dulu apa aja sih fakultas dan jurusan yang ada di Universitas Kadiri. Universitas Kadiri memiliki 6 fakultas dengan beberapa jurusan. Yang pertama, Fakultas Hukum dengan ilmu hukum. Yang kedua, Fakultas Ilmu Sosial Politik dengan jurusan Administrasi Publik. Yang ketiga, Fakultas Pertanian dengan jurusan Agroteknologi dan Agribisnis. Yang keempat, Fakultas Teknik dengan jurusan Teknik Industri dan Teknik Sipil. Yang kelima, Fakultas Ekonomi dengan jurusan Ekonomi Manajemen dan Ekonomi Pembangunan. Yang keenam, Fakultas Ilmu Kesehatan dengan jurusan Bidan, Profesi Bidan, Keperawatan, Profesi Nurse, Farmasi, Teknik Laborator Medis, dan Teknik Elektromedis. Kita mempunyai program pasca sarjana yang pertama, Magister Ilmu Hukum, yang kedua, Magister Ilmu Administrasi, dan yang ketiga, Magister Manajemen. Nah, buat teman-teman yang berkeinginan kuliah, buruan aja gabung di Universitas Kadiri. Karena kita ada kelas pagi dan kelas sore yang khusus untuk karyawan. Dengan 3 jalur pendaftaran, yang pertama, jalur prestasi, yang kedua, jalur reguler, dan yang ketiga, jalur transfer. Yuk, buruan gabung di Universitas Kadiri. Bingung kuliah di mana? Universitas Kadiri mempunyai 6 fakultas dan 21 program studi. Fakultas Hukum, program studi S1 Hukum dan S2 Hukum. Fakultas Ilmu Sosial dan Ilmu Politik, program studi S1 Administrasi Publik dan S2 Administrasi Publik. Fakultas Pertanian, program studi S1 Agroteknologi dan S1 Agribisnis. Fakultas Ekonomi, program studi S1 Ekonomi Pembangunan, S1 Manajemen, dan S2 Manajemen. Fakultas Teknik, program studi S1 Teknik Sipil dan S1 Teknik Industri. Fakultas Ilmu Kesehatan, program studi D3 Kebidanan, D4 Kebidanan, S1 Kebidanan, Pendidikan Profesi Bidan, S1 Keperawatan, Pendidikan Profesi Nurse, S1 Farmasi, D4 Teknik Laboratorium Medis, D3 Teknik Elektromedis, dan Pendidikan Profesi Apoteker. Info pendaftaran. Ketik link http://pendaftaran.undip-kediri.ac.id/. Tata cara pendaftaran. Setelah terbuka halaman awal pendaftaran, lalu pilih daftar atau daftar kesehatan untuk Fakultas Ilmu Kesehatan. Masukkan data diri Anda. Login dengan menggunakan NIK dan password yang Anda masukkan. Halaman dashboard setelah login, lalu bayar biaya pendaftaran menggunakan nomor virtual account yang didapatkan. Jika sudah, akan mendapatkan nomor pendaftaran dan bisa melakukan tes online pada tautan yang ada di dashboard. Jika dinyatakan diterima, kemudian upload dokumen yang dibutuhkan. Kemudian bayar tagihan registrasi dengan nomor virtual account yang diperoleh. Registrasi mahasiswa baru untuk mendapatkan NIM. Isi data diri dengan benar dan lengkap sesuai dengan isian yang diminta. Universitas Kadiri memiliki 4 jalur pendaftaran. Jalur prestasi. untuk calon mahasiswa yang lulus pada 2 tahun terakhir atau bebas tes dengan mengunggah prestasi minimal di tingkat regional atau menggunakan nilai rata-rata rapot 8-10. Jalur KIPK. Jalur KIPK merupakan beasiswa untuk calon mahasiswa yang kurang mampu dan memiliki kemampuan akademik dan telah terdaftar di laman kip-kuliah.kemendikbud.go.id. Jalur reguler. Jalur reguler untuk semua calon mahasiswa baru lulusan SMA atau sederajat yang mendaftar di Universitas Kadiri. Dan jalur transfer. Jalur transfer untuk mahasiswa pindahan atau alih jenjang atau lintas jalur di semua angkatan. Universitas Kadiri juga memiliki beragam fasilitas seperti Gedung Olahraga Surya Kediri yang digunakan para mahasiswa untuk kegiatan olahraga. Dalam Gor Surya Universitas Kadiri juga dilengkapi fasilitas olahraga seperti basket, futsal, bulu tangkis, tenis meja, dan fitness center. Musola. Perpustakaan yang dilengkapi dengan ratusan buku untuk referensi, sekaligus berbagai hasil penelitian mahasiswa Universitas Kadiri. Laboratorium komputer dengan berbagai alat yang memadai dengan kapasitas 50 orang mahasiswa. Laboratorium bahasa yang dilengkapi dengan fasilitas full internet dengan kapasitas 50 orang mahasiswa. Galeri investasi merupakan sarana untuk pembelajaran dan diskusi bersama tentang pasar modal. Laboratorium sipil dan laboratorium industri, greenhouse dan laboratorium pertanian, peradilan semu, laboratorium farmasi, ruang micro teaching, dan aula sebagai sarana kegiatan para mahasiswa. Universitas Kadiri juga memiliki beragam prestasi, antara lain klasterisasi perguruan tinggi urutan 48 pada klaster 4. SIM Katmawa peringkat 102 nasional. Universitas Kadiri juga memiliki beragam unit kegiatan mahasiswa atau UKM yang berprestasi. Antara lain, UKM Kerohanian Islam, juara 3 Tilawah Quran 2019. UKM Olahraga Futsal, juara 1 futsal antar mahasiswa se-Jawa Timur. Mahasiswa berprestasi nasional, juara 1 Pekan Olahraga Mahasiswa Nasional 2019. Mahasiswa berprestasi internasional, juara 1 Tenis Meja Internasional. UKM Seni Menyanyi, juara 2 nasional. Dan Galeri Investasi memperoleh prestasi, juara 1 Banking and Finance Festival. Mari bergabung bersama Universitas Kadiri untuk mewujudkan cita-cita Anda. Halo teman-teman, selamat datang di Universitas Kadiri. Udah pada tahu belum? Universitas Kadiri adalah universitas tertua di kota Kediri. Selain lokasi tempatnya yang dekat dengan wisata, Universitas Kadiri juga memiliki banyak sekali keunggulan. Sebelum itu, yuk kita kenalan dulu apa aja sih fakultas dan jurusan yang ada di Universitas Kadiri. Universitas Kadiri memiliki 6 fakultas dengan beberapa jurusan. Yang pertama, Fakultas Hukum dengan ilmu hukum. Yang kedua, Fakultas Ilmu Sosial Politik dengan jurusan Administrasi Publik. Yang ketiga,
Kak.
Kadiri University is a private university located in Kadiri, East Java, Indonesia. It is located in the west of Kadiri, near with Selamanglang Cave and Airlangga Museum. The location is also near with Maskumambang Hills, makes the Kadiri University be a comfortable place for studying and learning. Kadiri University has big contribution of Kadiri development. It's said by Sudanjo Supriyadi Wali Songo Kadiri Foundation since 1980. Kadiri University has passed many bachelor to fulfill the society needs in Kadiri especially and in Indonesia commonly. The graduates of Kadiri University have gotten a job in many cities and countries all over the world. Creating the competent, superior, characterless to be able to compete internationally in 2026 is the vision of Kadiri University. It is also supported by all faculties in Kadiri University. Kadiri University has academic, profession, and vocational education, namely Law Faculty, Social and Politics Faculty, Agriculture Faculty, Economics Faculty, Engineering Faculty, Health Science Faculty. Using student-centered learning, Kadiri University is supported by the good quality of lecturer to get a good cognitive, effective, and psychomotoric graduation to be able to compete in globalization era. Kadiri University has academic and non-academic facilities such as library, computer center, language center, ASEAN Studies Center, sports stadium, institution gallery, mini hospital, and job placement center to make the student easier to get the job.
Recording in progress.
Mari bergabung bersama kami di Universitas Kadiri.
Halo teman-teman, selamat datang di Universitas Kadiri. Udah pada tahu belum? Universitas Kadiri adalah universitas tertua di kota Kadiri. Selain lokasi tempatnya yang dekat dengan wisata, Universitas Kadiri juga memiliki banyak sekali keunggulan. Sebelum itu, yuk kita kenalan dulu apa aja sih fakultas dan jurusan yang ada di Universitas Kadiri.
Universitas Kadiri memiliki 6 fakultas dengan beberapa jurusan. Yang pertama, Fakultas Hukum dengan ilmu hukum. Yang kedua, Fakultas Ilmu Sosial Politik dengan jurusan Administrasi Publik. Yang ketiga, Fakultas Pertanian dengan jurusan Agroteknologi dan Agribisnis. Yang keempat, Fakultas Teknik dengan jurusan Teknik Industri dan Teknik Sipil. Yang kelima, Fakultas Ekonomi dengan jurusan Ekonomi Manajemen dan Ekonomi Pembangunan. Yang keenam, Fakultas Ilmu Kesehatan dengan jurusan Bidan, Profesi Bidan, Keperawatan, Profesi Nurse, Farmasi, Teknik Laborator Medis, dan Teknik Elektromedis. Kita mempunyai program pasca sarjana yang pertama, Magister Ilmu Hukum, yang kedua, Magister Ilmu Administrasi, dan yang ketiga, Magister Manajemen. Nah, buat teman-teman yang berkeinginan kuliah, buruan aja gabung di Universitas Kadiri. Karena kita ada kelas pagi dan kelas sore yang khusus untuk karyawan. Dengan 3 jalur pendaftaran, yang pertama, jalur prestasi, yang kedua, jalur reguler, dan yang ketiga, jalur transfer. Yuk, buruan gabung di Universitas Kadiri.
Okay, pay attention please. Our seminar will begin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our international seminar held by Kadiri University of Agriculture Faculty. Our topic of today's seminar is Agriculture Entrepreneurship for Milenial Circle with the honorable speaker from Indonesia, India, and also Iraq. Now, please pay attention with the national anthem from Indonesia, India, and Iraq.
Saya kira Kak.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे والجمال والسناء والبهاء في رضاه في رضاه والحياة والنجاة والعناء والرجاء في هواه في هواه هل أرى سالما منعما وغانما مكرما سالما منعما وغانما مكرما هل أرى في علاه تبلغ السماء موطني موطني الشباب لن يكل همه أن يستقل أو يميل نستقي من الردى ولن نكون للعباد كالعبيد لا نريد كلنا المعبدا وعيشنا المنكدا كلنا المعبدا وعيشنا المنكدا لا نريد بل نعيد نجدنا موطني الحسام واليران الكلام والنزاع رمزنا نجدنا وعهدنا وراجع إلى الوفاء يغزنا عزنا غاية تشرك وراية ترفرق غاية تشرك وراية ترفرق يا هنا في علا قاهرا وعيدا موطني الجلال والجمال والسناء والبهاء في رضاه والحياة والنجاة والعناء والرجاء في هواه هل أرى سالما منعما وغانما مكرما سالما منعما وغانما مكرما هل أرى في علاه تبلغ السماء موطني
Okay, thank you. Now I will invite the Dean of Agriculture Faculty, dear Dr. Widi Artini, MP, will deliver the speech. Dr. Widi Artini, the time is yours.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable invited speaker, Mr. Vijay Sardana from the Republic of India, Dr. Arkan Mohammed from the Republic of Iraq, Mr. Muharram from Kadiri University, Indonesia, as well as all participants of this international webinar entitled Agriculture Entrepreneurship for Millennial Circles. First of all, let's us give thanks to the Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the Almighty God, because with His permission, today we can meet here to attend and participate in this event. The COVID-19 pandemic undoubtedly bring complex issues to global food security. This worrying situation affects during and post-pandemic. The food crisis that will last for the long term is our shared responsibility because food is basic human need. Food availability, access, stability, and food safety will always be the concern of parties, including academics, governments, practitioners, and society and at large must work together to overcome this. Each nation highly depend on its youth, young generation, millennial generation, especially in the agriculture sector. Ladies and gentlemen, with this seminar, we hope to take advantage of this opportunity to expand our knowledge regarding millennial generation agripreneurship. Happy on joining this seminar. Hopefully, what we do today will be a benefit for all of us. Thank you. Good day and best wishes for all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay, thank you for nice welcoming speech from Bu Widi. Now our seminar will begin. It will be held by Mr. Rahul Bandari from Kanapati University. So Mr. Rahul, the time totally I give you to handle this seminar. Okay, thank you. Kanapati. Ya itu approval. Dia di mute kok.
Hi, can you hear me, Ms. Vita?
Okay, Mr. Rahul, now the time for you to handle this seminar. Thank you. Please, you are the moderator here.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Vita. And before starting, I would like to say Salamat Pagi and a very good morning to all of you from India. I'm honored to be in a part of this international conference, and I would love to say that it is very important right now in the terms of pandemic that we should discuss about the agriculture sector, where if my numbers are correct, more than 690 million people generally go every day hungry in a bed. During this pandemic time, this situation is getting more worse. And a country like a developing country like Indonesia, India, and other countries, it's very important for us to understand the importance of agriculture because it plays a very important role in economy as well as employment of our country. With this note, I would like to introduce the first speaker of the day, Mr. Vijay Sardana. Mr. Vijay Sardana is a well-known and experienced senior professional. He's a speaker, writer, author, blogger, independent panelist on TV debate, discussion moderator, conference and event presenter. He's also a corporate trainer, a well-known photographer, and a business advisor with specialization on the subject related to innovation management in industry and economic issues, including application of modern technology for consumer agri-food product commodities market and rural and bioeconomy. He's also awarded, he is also have several awards on his basket, on his contribution in the growth of Indian commodity market. So I welcome you, sir, and you have a 30-minute time to share your information, and we will follow by question and answer session. The time is yours, sir.
Thank you, Rahul. So this is really an honor to be with you all. As you all mentioned that during pandemic, even before pandemic, agriculture was an important subject for all of us. Food security of people, even livestock survival. We also need feed and fodder for them. And we also need agriculture to maintain the climate and environment of this world. So agriculture is not just a food production system, but it has a multifunctional role. And it is very important that we must preserve the agriculture ecosystem, the natural resources, and a whole lot of activities which are required for ensuring food security, feed security, to ensure the good climate and environment for this earth. And this is important for all of us. What is important also at the same time, we have to also understand that the world is changing, society is changing, the aspiration of people are changing. And in this topic today, we are discussing the role of millennials, how new generation should look at agriculture and how we can attract people towards agriculture, especially in developing economies where we always look at that young generation is not interested in joining agriculture related activities. And this is one of the concern of policymakers. And before we do that, it is important that we should also understand how the millennials are thinking about the world, what are their aspirations, how we can make agriculture attractive for them so that they join this world of agriculture and help in sustaining the food production to ensure food security, feed security, and also help in maintaining the environment and climatic changes issues which we all are looking at. It is important that whatever they are doing today, it should help in improving their aspiration as well. They cannot be used only as a worker on the farm so that they can go to field and work and rest of the society enjoys the hard work which they are doing. The society should also give them an opportunity that whatever they are thinking, their aspirations, we should look at it. What I will do is that for next 7 to 10 minutes, I will give you a brief presentation in which I would like to highlight how the millennials are thinking about the world, how they operate. It is important that we must understand how they operate, how they think. Then we are in a position to design policies, programs, activities to attract them towards agriculture and agri-related activities, which will help them and which will help the society at large. And we are also in a position to understand the unemployment issues, which in rural economy very often developing countries face. So I would like to start a brief presentation so that you can go through one by one, and then after the presentation, we will have an open discussion, which we all can go through. So give me a minute, and I'm just going to start the presentation. Can you see the presentation, Rahul? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we can see it.
Okay. Now, what is...
Sir,
yes?
I'm sorry. I can see only the window of the screen, actually, not the PPT.
Okay, just give me.
Yeah.
Can you see now?
I can see the leaflet, sir, of that conference or seminar.
Okay, great. Yeah. Yes, this is the first slide of the presentation.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Thank you very much. And I also welcome my co-panelist. And also to start, before I start, let me also give compliments to the Kadiri University of Indonesia. They have taken an initiative and looked into developing economies. And I'm glad that we have a friend from Iraq, Indonesia, to discuss what is happening in their part of the world. I think it is truly a good experience for us to understand and also to share what we are doing in our parts of the world, and we can learn from each other. So thank you very much for Kadiri University and the management of the university for taking this initiative, and I'm happy to be here. Now, what we are discussing today, which is important, is agricultural entrepreneurship for millennial circles. Now, it is extremely important for us to look at that agriculture so far was always considered as a subsidized activity. And why it is important for us to look at it? Because very often in developing economy, we expect that for whoever is working in agriculture space, government must extend support. On the other side, consumers in our countries are paying much higher than what farmers are getting. And there is a disconnect between the consumer spending and farmers earning. The whole effort of entrepreneurship is how we can help our farmers, especially millennials, looking at agriculture not as a labor-intensive, hard work job, but as an opportunity for making money, for prosperity, and for growth, for themselves, for their families, and society at large. So that is why entrepreneurship is a very, very important issue for millennials. Otherwise, they will not move towards agriculture. And if farmers are not there, those who are working hard on the field, if they are not making good money, there is no incentive for them to be in the fields. So we have to change the way we look at agriculture. And that's why this presentation is going to highlight some of the important issues. Now, millennials view work as part of life, not as a separate activity. You look at how our parents were looking at 8 hours job, morning 10 to 5 or 10 to 6. They used to come and then we used to say, okay, now it is a family time. The young generation is not trying to look at the life into 2 or 3 parts. They say life is one, we want to enjoy it fully. Why not we work in activities which give them enjoyment, which give them respect, which gives them prosperity, and they don't want to have a split life. And that is why we all talk about, balanced work-life strategies. There's no need to balance if you enjoy what you are doing. And this approach is very important with millennials. Otherwise, they will not look at any activity which they don't enjoy. And this is very important for us to understand. New youth, which we are working today in our societies with, we have to also understand that they have a lot of attention towards their own personality. They want to look at society in a very different way. And they want society also should look towards them in a very different and a special manner. And that is why you see that this is highly encased today by cosmetic industry, by ready-made garment industry, by mobile industry, because they understand that millennials are personality-oriented people. They're not willing to look like one in crowd. No. They want to have their own space, own place in society. And not just in case of 1 or 2 activities, but throughout, whatever they are doing. That is why it is very important that work environment where millennials are planning to work or they are looking for, it should give them all those opportunities which they are looking at. Otherwise, they will leave that space and move to something else. And this is a challenge in today's world. Even I have noticed that companies with good brand and good equity are unable to attract talent because the work environment is not giving millennials what they are looking for. They are not pleased by the brand of the company or the capitalization of the company. They don't care. They say, what is there for me? I'm here to work. What company is offering to me? And this is the way they are looking at. So the company and the work environment should give them opportunity for new friends, new skills, pride, and connect to the larger purpose. And that is why you will find in society, large number of youths are attracted towards social causes. You must have seen a lot of rallies. They have seen a lot of activities when it comes to, role of activists, social concerned people. And they are highly connected through internet technology and social platforms. All these things convey how they operate and how they manage their society around them. At the same time, they're highly impatient. They're not like our fathers or our families or elders, where people used to join one job and wait till the retirement. Look at millennial around you. Hardly there are people, those who are in one company for more than 3 to 5 years. Because they want to see the result. They say, I'm working hard. Where is the return? If there's no return for me, then why I'm here? And they move on. And I think it is right for the faster growth of societies that companies and the society or the activities which are not addressing the needs of the youth today, it is difficult for them, whether it is good companies or simple activities like agriculture. So it is very, very important for us to understand that how we reorient agriculture to meet these aspirations and expectations. At the same time, they are highly socially conscious generation. And that is why you find that social media is flooded with millennials. The whole growth of IT world is because of millennials. Otherwise, there's no need to have so many posts every day on Facebook or Twitter or so many things, because they want to make their presence felt either by their thoughts or by their appearances. And this is we can easily see in social media with us. Now, another important aspect for us to understand about millennials is they have very high expectation from their employers or the activities, because they have their own high standards. They want to become rich faster. They want to own car. They want to own a good house. They want to own so many things, but not at the time of retirement, but at the peak of the life. And that has shrunk the whole approach and timelines, how they think, how they work. At the same time, in order to achieve this, you will find that millennials from college days, or I'll say when they start their professional life as a student, they start working on their CVs, resumes. It is like, the toddler is starting working on that. And that is why, because they want to be in the top schools, they want to be in the top colleges, they want to be in top companies, because they don't want to be one in million. They are millennials, they want their own space. Every individual wants to make an impact. And that's why they work hard. At the same time, they focus on overachieving. They don't want to believe in averaging out. They say, no, I don't care what is the average gain of the society. I am working hard. I want to achieve something. I'm willing to work hard. I'm willing to give best for me. And then the society should also reflect. And this is where is important. At the same time, you have seen their personal commitment to community services. And that is why during pandemic, we have seen many youths have come forward, either in individually or in groups or in social circles. You have seen a lot of contribution they are doing for the society. What is also important, because they are highly impatient, you have to engage them. They are full of energy. If that energy is not channelized in the right direction, it may go to wrong direction. And we have seen in many societies of the world where if there is a social unrest, you will find youth there in the forefront. And this is where we have to also understand that this energy must be channelized in a constructive manner. Otherwise, it can be destructive as well. So it's very, very important for us to look at how to handle millennials. They are very different than our forefathers or our parents. Millennials want a roadmap to success. And their expectation from companies, organizations, or government is, what is there for me? Whatever plans you are doing, we are not interested what you are doing for rest. What is there for youth in it? And that is why you will find that more and more political parties around the world are targeting youth in their election campaigns, election manifestos, and so many things, because they have a strong say in society today. They don't want to be, okay, we will see it when things will happen. No, they want to take right place of their self for their own activity and their own presence into the whole approach. And that's why it is important that we groom them for leadership roles so that they also drive the society in the right direction. Now, with this characteristics of millennial, how agriculture can look at the whole millennial thought process, it is very important for us to understand that millennials will have a serious impact on consumption as a consumer as well as producer. It is important because if you look at the all fast food industry, the quick service restaurants are all flooded with millennials. That was not a concept when we were young, or when there were during our parents' time. I have not seen any pizza shop in my city or a quick fast food restaurant except local snacks of our society. But today, millennials are experimenting with new food. You see, look at in your own society, how many new types of food are available. Look back for last 15, 20 years, it was very different. So when they are changing, it means they can also change the way we are producing food. Why we should stick to the conventional crops? Why only wheat and rice or paddy or maize or something? They are not interested because they are not eating them. They have a different way of consumption habits. And that is why they should also look at production system. And this conflict, the changing aspiration of consumers and old way of working of producers, is also one of the reasons for crisis in agriculture. And that is why you will find imports are increasing in many countries, exports are shrinking, or domestic agriculture is shrinking or no more profitable because agriculture is not moving the way society is changing. Old farmers are still believing that because they are doing agriculture, so society should respect them and work with them. They are not keen to change the way society is changing. And this disconnect is bringing more stress into agriculture, and this must be addressed. On the other side, you have find a lot of stories that youths are quitting their jobs. They are coming back to family farms. Those who had good agriculture farm, parents were not doing well with agriculture. They came back to agriculture. They had land, they had other resources. They started changing the way people are doing agriculture. The youth, those who are going back to villages after education and experience, they are no more interested in conventional agriculture. They want to see a different thing in agriculture. Means they want to bring new concepts and new ideas, and they are successful. They are becoming storytellers, and they are becoming actually the catalyst for change in the society. Because agriculture gives them a flexible hours, working hours, independence, control of their activities, choice what to grow, and also their own time with their friends and families. And that is why many youth, after working in corporate world, going back to villages to have a better life instead of having highly stressed jobs in corporate world. Another area we have to look at is that today, farming is non-glamorous and it is physically taxing way of life. Youth are not interested in this way of life. They want agriculture activities, but they don't want a non-glamorous and physically taxing way of life. It means the way we are doing agriculture, we must change. Otherwise, youth will not come to agriculture. On the other side, illiteracy and misconception among educated urban societies that agriculture is only, hard work for illiterate people and all that. Many societies look at agriculture like the least intellectual work in the society. And this thinking is very bad because this is discouraging the transfer of technology, transfer of capital, transfer of knowledge to agriculture. And this mindset, the illiteracy among the educated society, I will put it that way. They are discouraging the youth going towards agriculture because of their own outdated concepts. And we have to educate not just the rural youth, but even the urban society. Even the people, those who think that they understand society, I'm sorry, very often, they even do not appreciate the role of agriculture in society. And they feel only IT world, mechanical, factories. This is the way forward for society, which is not true. In fact, without food security, they will not exist. So it is important that we should give due attention to agriculture and aspiration of millennials. Societies must change its opinion, change its mindset towards agriculture if we really want youth to come and create more wealth in rural economies. So what we should do, briefly I would like to touch upon. We should find ways and means how to make agriculture cool and trendy, because that's the way millennial is looking at. They don't want to work with a bullock cart or a bullocks in the field. Can we give them better technology, modern technology, which attracts them? Because today they are familiar with the technologies. They understand how to operate. They are no more the same outdated like their parents. And that is why we have to change the way we look at agriculture. And for that, we have to look at mechanization, automation, new technologies, whether it is IT-linked technologies like drone, robotics, whole lot of things, which can make agriculture less cumbersome because it is more precise. It will make agriculture more efficient. It can make agriculture more flexible because in many situations, very often, traditional farming is linked to the climate. But with modern technology, if there are local microclimatic regions, people can diversify agriculture, which is required by the society. So there are many ways to do it, provided we give due attention to it. At the same time, millennials are more likely to work as a team. They are no more like isolated farmers. And that can be a huge hope where small plots of agriculture lands can be clubbed together like a club of friends. They all can pool their resources and land and create their own enterprises. And that will be more successful than working like an independent individual farmer. And this new millennials understand this. Old farmers, their parents have a different way of looking at it. Because for them, agriculture like an asset. They don't want to part with anyone. Millennials use land as a resource. They will keep the name of the land in their own name, but they are willing to share, willing to talk, willing to pull up as a team and want to make something different. And that's why you will find a lot of rural entrepreneurs, they are working as a team, two friends, two relatives, two cousins. They come together and they try to make things different. And that is the way to go forward, not having a small patch of land and doing the things which were traditionally they were doing. At the same time, we have to also look at communities have become more diverse. The choice of food has become diverse. We eat a lot of different things which we were not eating 10 years back, but we are not producing them enough. And that's why those products are either expensive or quality is not good, or many countries have to import them because their farmers are not producing. Most of the conventional agriculture is traditional in nature, and that should be addressed. Otherwise, what society is asking is not produced in the country, and then the import bills will continue to increase, which is not good for society. And that's why the youth, those who are coming back to agriculture, will look at agriculture very, very differently. Today we are talking of Western crops. I don't understand, I don't know whether any time in last 15, 20 years ago, people were producing broccoli in India. Nobody even heard about this. We were all conventional fruits and vegetables, cereals and whatever we used to eat at home. But today, people are talking of broccoli, people are talking of mushrooms, people are talking of baby corn, people are talking of a whole lot of new things, new types of spices. And that is where we have to look at new opportunities, and new technologies help them in exploring. Urbanization will also force millennials to look at more peri-urban farming opportunities. And we have seen that. Many farmers, rich farmer families, they live in cities, they have farms closer to cities. So they go there, supervise them, or they hire the labor, they supervise them, they stay on weekends on the farms and come back for other activities to the cities. They don't want to live in remote area where social infrastructure is bad. But the way societies are changing, and especially after COVID lockdowns, people have realized that highly concentrated urban cities are not safe for living. This will be a big game changer for agriculture in coming years. You will notice that people, those who are migrating back to rural India, they are going with better concepts, better ideas, and they will improve agriculture faster than our earlier generations. And that is good positive sign. And I will say that byproduct of COVID lockdowns, that people have started looking at rural India or rural economies or rural parts of various countries as a better opportunity to live. Because today internet connectivity is everywhere, roads are there, all other physical infrastructure is improving, and it is important that they enjoy the life in nature as well. On the other side, some of the big barriers are institutional barriers. We have universities, we have banking systems, we have offices. People manage these institutions are outdated in today's world. They are, instead of facilitator, very often act as a bottleneck, as a barrier. Because their way of thinking, the conventional way of thinking of managers of institutions, especially the top management, and the way youth is thinking, there is a disconnect. Maybe it is important that youth should be given a charge in deciding policies of these institutions. They may make these institutions in line with what is aspirations of the world. Because person who is at 60, it is very difficult for him to understand or to her to understand what a person with age of 30 is thinking today, the way they are operating. So I think in many important decision-making places, it is high time we should involve youth, because they know what their counterparts in society are looking at it, and they can make these institutions more relevant, more sensible, and in line with the aspiration of society. So I'm looking at that farmers and farmlands are going to be very different than what we were looking at farms few years ago. And that is where it is important that we must change our institutions with their functioning mandate. We have to review the mandates, and I'm telling this at every forum in India. The university mandate was decided 30, 40 years ago. The way universities and our R&D centers, our agriculture research centers, the agriculture departments are operating, they are not in line with what people are expecting today. Millennials don't want to come and sit all the time like a student. And work from home concept during lockdown has exposed this, that people and millennials are very comfortable work from anywhere. They don't want to sit in classroom all the time. Yes, they do want to interact, but not that every day 8 to 5 they have to be at one place. No, they need flexibility, and work from home has proved that. And that's why today more and more online classes are no more a challenge. Initial 1 month it was an issue, but today nobody is uncomfortable working on online. Similarly, today faculty has to also look at, can they use YouTube tutorials? If you ask me very honest, why I should listen to a boring teacher or a faculty every day? I can go to YouTube, download the lecture which I want to understand from any faculty or professor from anywhere in the world. So this is a challenge now for faculty and policymakers, how to keep themselves updated in a flat globalized world. Otherwise it will be very, very difficult. On the other side, what is important is there is a challenge now is high quality internship and apprenticeship. How to create that environment? Why good companies are not coming forward to design this? How we can encourage high quality internship and apprenticeship? This is a big challenge which all policymakers and enterprise institutions must seriously think about it. This is a big gap area which I'm finding in agriculture. An important thing is entrepreneurship is not about technical knowledge. Most of the agriculture universities and colleges are just teaching how to grow crop. They don't tell them what is agriculture business, what is risk management, how to manage business risk, etc. Because our faculty are also outdated. They never looked at agriculture as an entrepreneurship. The faculty of different subjects are too much interested in feeding a lot of technical knowledge to students, which hardly they work with. So we have to also give a lot of attention. Maybe I will say all technical institutions should divide 50% work to technical and remaining 50% in personality development, communication skills, risk management, business skills, interpersonal skills, and so many things. Simply giving them a technical capsule is not going to help in entrepreneurship. The way we are working and teaching in our colleges is outdated. It is of no more relevance. We have to change. And what is also important is when you give education in our universities, we should also have a tie with the banks. That if any of the students wants to set up their own enterprises, there should be in every university, I will say that an incubation center where they can go and try their ideas. If they find their ideas are good, they can go back to the financial institution and seek the financial support to start their own venture. And that is the way we are going to fructify entrepreneurship. Simply offering degree that now you are qualified, go and become entrepreneur is not the way. This is not going to help us in any way. One side, we are going to produce educated unemployed youth, which is going to become a stress on the society. On the other side, we are looking for good ideas and entrepreneurship, which is not coming. So there is a disconnect between what we are doing and the way it should be. So we have to look at it. And we should not worry about talking about profit and risk management. In agriculture, one of the biggest problems is that all the leaders in agriculture, they think profit is a bad word. We are still in outdated communism mindset. I think this must change. Without profit, societies cannot progress, families cannot prosper. We have to make profit in ethical ways. And if we are afraid of talking profits, then I think we are doing one of the biggest disservice to society. We are not capitalizing the youth and their potential. And I think it is extremely, extremely important that the way we think towards agriculture must change, whether our parents, whether our teachers, whether our faculty, our policy planner, politicians, they all must change the way they look at agriculture. Agriculture is an enterprise. It is not a social service. Let's accept it. We are not doing any obligation. If a farmer is saying that I am doing obligation to the society, I think it is a wrong concept. Farmers must say that I am going to give you food, but at profit. Let's have a clear performance criteria. Nobody should do any obligation on each other. You give me a good food, charge good money for it, I'm okay with that. But you say, I am doing social service and giving, that is why I'm giving you a substandard or bad quality product, I'm not interested. I think this is the way youth is looking at it, that you take your share, but give me a service, which we are looking at it. So as my last slide, I will say is that we must encourage the youth, because food production cannot be looked at as a standalone activity. It must be entrepreneurship, innovation, and technology adoption is must to ensure this. Millennials will be very, very interested in bridging the gap between urban and rural divide. Organic versus conventional way of working. Local production was imported. They are willing to accept challenges. They are willing to diversify, but encourage them and support them. And you will find that as the education level is increasing, you will find the rural economies will change very, very fast. And my expectation, when I look around India, I will see that growth of rural economy will be faster than urban economy. The way education is reaching there, the way technology is reaching there, the way infrastructure is reaching there, urban centers are technically saturated. And there are other challenges in urban activities. But rural is a big hope and big area for growth. Now, what is also important is sustainable food production, which is safe and affordable. And that is why we have to relook. It cannot be like just because government policies are saying do this, so we all are doing this. No, it has to be linked to the market. Otherwise, all government will only give you minimum support. Government cannot guarantee profit maximization. Government support can only give you survival limits. Nowhere in the world government can ensure prosperity. Prosperity has to come from entrepreneurship. Government will only ensure that nobody should die without food. That is the only role of government, nothing beyond. Because there are other million things which government has to look at it. So for prosperity, we have to look at entrepreneurship, not government support, and that we have to look at it. And the millennials are also conscious about food wastage, climate change, conservation of natural resources like soil, water, environment, etc. Because they are connected with the world. They understand what is happening, what are the challenges of the world. On social media, on internet, they read all these things. They are more conscious than their parents. Let's accept the fact. And that is where they will be in a position to contribute a sustainable food production, better food production, and will also address the issues of climate change. So that was in brief, I wanted to share with you all. Thank you very much for your time. And if there are any questions, I'm available. Thanks a lot. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sardana, for this very informative and thought-provoking knowledge, especially giving an insight about the millennials. I'm sure that a lot of our participants have enlightened with this information, and I open a channel for Q&A session for all participants. Although I already have a couple of questions, sir. With your permission, can I ask?
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Okay. So, sir, the first question is from Miss Maharani Devi Putri. She's from the institution of Bali. She's asking a question to you, sir. What steps should we take to, motivate the millennials to join agriculture business, so that they are not active only on social media, but they actually do the work, as an agriculture entrepreneur?
Very important. I suggest that you take them around into rural economy, rural area, show them what all opportunities are there, how the lifestyle can be much better than living in urban centers, how they can use the natural resources like land, water, seed, fertilizer, whole lot of things, livestock, anything, to create their own aspirations. So first map, my first step will be people, those who are exploring, create a counseling session, map their aspirations. They want to set up their own enterprise. Are they willing to work in a rural economy, or they want to live in urban center and want to work in rural economy? How they want to work? It is important first map their desire, and you will find with every individual things are different. Number one. Number two, also map the resources they have. If they have a family land or livestock farm or fish pond or whatever, and then you take them to the market. Show that what people are eating and at what price. Many friends will get shocked In India, I always tell them, my friends, those who are in farming activity, that how much you make money. He says, I am able to sell maybe at, as per Indian currency, maybe 5 rupees a kg my vegetable. And I invite them to my place very often. I say, let's go to retail market, how much I am paying. And I say, I'm paying 10 times what you are doing and what you are earning, 10 times. Now, money is available because as a consumer, I'm paying. The problem is you are not willing to come out of the village and take this money from me. You want somebody else to come help you in becoming rich. It never happens. It never happens, except the fact. If you cannot come to field every day, pool your friends together. Yes, I understand. In 24 hours, you can't be in the field, you can't be in the city, you can't do everything. And that is why the millennials understand this. They have less affinity, me, mine, and everything belongs to me. They are not as close-minded as their parents. They are willing to experiment with friends. And that is, minute you show them the money, you show them the prosperity, how value chain creation is going to make them better, they will adopt. But you have to first guide them like a guided tour. Expose them to the reality of the world, not on theory, but in the field. Take them to the market. Let them talk to the consumer. Let them talk to the superstore manager. Let them understand how they buy, how they sell, how they display, what quality they look at it. Give them live exposure of the market. And you will find they will move into entrepreneurship in agriculture.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm sure that Ms. Maharani had got her answer. Sir, I have another question from Ms. Siti Janita from Kadiri University. She is a student and she wants to know that, sir, I am an agriculture student. I often think about the entrepreneurship in agriculture, but most of the time I feel lack motivation, maybe because of the society and the people think about this profile. So how could I, and me and myself motivate myself to be an entrepreneur in agriculture?
Very good question. See, you have to educate sometimes when you feel demotivated because society around you is not encouraging. See, agriculture is a fantastic thing. I don't know what is the resource base you have. Again, it will take time to understand your requirements. But let me tell you, please go and educate your parents, your society, those who claim that it is not good. Ask them, let us go for fast for a few days and then we'll talk about role of agriculture. Because when people are full with the stomach, they don't understand role of agriculture. I'm saying very fundamental thing. People are eating medicines in a lot of areas. Classic case of COVID. Why immunity is going down in society? Because we are eating junk in this society. And there are large number of natural foods which can boost your immunity. So if you are simply saying that I'm doing agriculture, people will not appreciate. If you are saying that I'm producing, immunity boosting foods, you will be considered as a trendy. See, communication matters because society understands things differently. What you do and what you communicate, you should learn from the, cosmetic companies. They all produce the same junk technically. But somebody calls it that if you apply on your skin, you will become glowing person. If you eat this, your bodies will become stronger. If you apply this, you will have 20 more friends. Is that happens? No, it is the way of communication. If you read the ingredient and composition of cosmetic products, you will never use it because half of them are chemicals. And if you read about each chemical on the internet and their side effects, you will never touch them. But why you are buying and paying premium? Because of communication. They sell aspiration to you. They sell hope to you and you all buy at premium. This is the way society operates. So when you want to join agriculture as an entrepreneur, learn to communicate as well that you are not producing, for example, vegetable. You are producing something which is rich in vitamins, rich in minerals, rich in protein, and that boosts the immunity. People will say, okay, I need another 1 kg from you. This is the way people look at it. So learn to communicate because don't expect that society knows everything. Society is highly ignorant and we have to educate them.
Right. Thank you very much, sir, for this detailed answer. There is another question from Tofan Hadi Vibo. is from Indonesia. His question is related with the same, sir, but he's talking about how we can convince our parents to become an entrepreneur, because still our parents believe that you should work in a company and get a white collar job. This is not a white collar job. So how we can motivate and convince our parents to allow us to be an entrepreneur?
Very important point. If you are in agriculture, end of the day, what matters? Why they want white collar job? Because white collar job gives you wealth and prosperity and status in society.
Yeah.
And that is what I'm saying. Don't do what conventional agriculture is. Look at high end of agriculture in your society and educate your parents about the balance sheet. Don't look at agriculture. Never focus on activity. Focus on outcome, what you want to be. And that's a problem with all of us. We want to take credit for hard work which we want to do. But what society respects is the outcome, not how much hard work you are doing. Who cares? Nobody is interested in a hard work if you end of the day, if you are failing in your exam. What people are interested is in successful degree certificate, whether you study or you don't study. What people say, are you qualified? Show me certificate. Nobody will ask you, you failed, but how many hours you are studying? I appreciate your contribution. Have you ever seen anybody? No. People are interested in outcome. Whatever you are doing, as you work 24 hours, nobody cares. You work for nothing, but if you are successful, people respect you. So you have to communicate success to your parents, that what you are doing is important. And if I do in 1 acre, and this is going to be my cost, and this is going to be my realization, and if my income in a year is more than my job in the city, they will start seriously thinking, are you on the right track or not? And they will ask you 100 questions because they are not sure of your capabilities or your calculations. But that is where you have to be very objective. Take them around in the market. Tell your parents, Papa, Mummy, like this is I want to do. Look at how mushroom is selling at 200 rupees a kg. And cost of mushroom is 20 rupees a kg. If I produce 100 kg a day in a month, this is what I'm going to do. And this income is more than what salary I'm getting. Plus, I'm having better life in-house, in village, wherever it is. So you have to, again, communicate. Communication is very, very important in society. Whether it is parents, friends, society, policymaker, politicians, all over. Learn to communicate. And my experience is, and that's what I'm saying, that agriculture universities and colleges are one of the worst communication teaching centers in the world. They don't teach their students how to communicate. And that is why they force people to work hard. You don't become rich by working hard. You have to learn to work smart. And that is what the word is about. Smart working. Hard working, even animals do, but they don't become rich.
Right.
So learn to differentiate between hard work and smart work.
Thank you, sir. There is another question from India. Mr. Umed Gupta, he's basically an independent entrepreneur he's running. And his question is, which technology should one be looking at to start ventures in India? Has vertical and hydroponic farming been successful at scale in India?
There are many options, many models. Again, I'm saying, look at the options. Look at what you want to do. Don't start with the technology. Start with market. What you want to do, what you want to produce first, and then come to technology. And this is one of the mistakes most people do. They get into trap of jargons. They go into like I always say, the flavor of the month. That today everybody is talking about organic, so everybody is saying, I will do organic. If everybody is saying do for hydroponic, everybody says, I want to do hydroponic. No, don't do it. See what you want to do for the society as an outcome. What you want to sell, come to that level first. And then backward working. And then you will understand whether actually you need hydroponic or you need a greenhouse. You don't know. So don't start with technology. Technology is a tool. You don't make businesses by buying tools. You first design your business model and then buy tools. So just because you have a tool, so that should be part of business? Not necessary. So plan your business and then pick up the tools. Don't do other way around. It will not be successful.
I'm sure, Mr. Gupta, you have received the answer from Mr. Sardana. Sir, although I have a lot of questions, but I close with the last two questions because of the time duration. One of the questions, basically from one of the student sites, they are saying that you said in your presentation that young millennials are impatient, but very socially conscious kind of generation we are. The young generations wants to achieve the things in a short time duration, which sometimes creates a depression kind of situation in front of them, and same time create a challenges in front of developing nations like India and Indonesia to how to cope up with this high level of energy. So what's your input on that, sir?
That's why counseling is required, and that is why the role of mentors are there, because they have seen the path bigger than the millennials. If you ask me how things have changed in my society, maybe I have had 20, 30 years experience. Millennial maybe have a 3 years experience. And that is where the role of mentors comes in. That is where the role of counselors comes in. That you have to understand their aspirations and guide them in the right direction. And also give them a warning that there you will find down the line this type of challenges. I do with many startups. That life is not simple. You are not the only one in the world. There will be competition. So you have to excel every time. You can't go to market with half-baked ideas, with substandard products, just because you are millennial and you are starting as an entrepreneur, so people should accept your dirty products. No, they will not accept. Few things are non-negotiable in society. There are only few things which you can negotiate. And you have to understand, some can achieve that success faster because they have planned it better. Some may take longer time because their planning was having some shortcuttings. And somewhere you need resources. Some can arrange resources faster and some may take time. So everything it is a chess game. You don't make every move in a straight line. You also have to move sideways if you have a winning instinct. So business world is not always like a 100-meter race. Please understand. Business is like a chess game. You don't know what next move the market will do. You don't know what is the next move of your competitor. But what you know is, yes, you have a brain, you have an energy to meet all the challenges. And end of the day, you have to succeed. Sometimes you succeed in 5 steps. Sometimes you have to play for 15 steps in chess game. And that is where you have to understand. And one way to develop that is, in your free time, learn to play chess, and you will develop that mindset with time.
Thank you very much, sir. The last question is from Ms. Putra R. Afif from Institution of USU, Indonesia, if I'm correct. She wants to know that she is planning to start an agriculture business in the orange fruit, sir. So she's saying that what is going to be the first step besides preparing the location, seed and fund? What other things they keep in mind while they are starting this business?
Always start with consumer and market. Don't start with land and technology. Again, I'm saying, for whom you are doing, what they're asking, whether they're asking what you're thinking or they are asking something else, in what format, on what timing, at what price line. Always start from customer. Never start from agriculture, technology, and whatever you have studied in colleges. No. They are all tools. You don't start with tool. Again, I'm saying, these are the tools, skills given to you, how to use. But end of the day, you have to understand from you where you are asking money. If you're asking consumer to pay for it, better you understand what consumer is asking, not what your faculty is saying or what Vijay Sardana is saying. I may not be the right person. Ultimately, truth of business is in sales, not in production, not in manufacturing. And that is what I'm telling to all my farmer friends in India. What you are producing is immaterial. If customers are not buying and not paying for your product and quality, then something is wrong with you. Because if you are not going to give me a right quality and right product at the right price, I will buy from somewhere else. Because I'm not going hungry to my bed. I buy food, but I'm not buying from you. There's a difference. I'm buying from your competitor. Why I'm buying from the competitor? Because I find them more logical, more sensible than your offer. So understand the consumer first. Rest what we study in colleges are all tools we can apply whenever we want, wherever we want. But for what and for whom? Who is that customer? And this This is a mystery question which we have to resolve first, and rest all things come secondary.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sardana, with a lot of insight about that millennials and that entrepreneurs, especially focused on agriculture sector. We wish we have more time with you to discuss all other things in detail. And we are looking forward to see you in future again for a more detailed discussion on this topic. Thank you once again, sir, and be safe and healthy. Thank you.
Thanks to you and to the institution for giving this opportunity. And I wish you all the best. It's a great thing which you are doing. Please continue, get more involved, and stay safe, stay healthy. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
So with this, I would hand over this mic back to Ms. Vita. Ms. Vita, it's up to you for the second speaker. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the time. Now the time for Kadiri University lecturer, Mr. Muharram, for delivering the presentation. Okay, Mr. Muharram, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Vita. Ms. Vita. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to all students and fellow lecturers participating in the webinar. I hope you are all doing well and good health and good vibe to discuss the topic of today's seminar. Welcome to Kadiri University webinar to Mr. Vijay Sardana and Dr. Arkan Mohammed. It's an honor for me to get with both of you. I hope that we can share an excellent discussion on the topic and benefit each of us. As mentioned by moderator, my name is Muhammad Muharram. I'm today presenting about Indonesian youth agripreneurship. Okay. In this situation, agriculture in Indonesia is facing significant challenge. The first is regarding the issue of climate change. Climate change has huge impact, such as crop failure due to uncertain season. Then it's faced with the problem of reducing agriculture land, where this decrease was up to 60,000 hectares per year. Moreover, most importantly, what should be most worried about is the decline in the number of farmers. Data shows the farmers are currently dominated by farmers between 45 to 64 years old, and at that age, the level of productivity is low. From the above matter, food need must be fulfilled because food availability is foundation of a nation. Now, whose responsibility is for answering the challenge mentioned above? Of course, young generation. Why the young generation? Because youth is the nation next generation. In his speech, the first president, Insinyur Soekarno, stated that the life and death of the people depend on food supplies, and his mandate is that this responsibility of the youth. Who is the current young generation? Well, our current, the young generation is a generation Y or Millennial, who was born from 1981 to 1996. It's hoped that at this time our youth will choose to work as an agripreneur. Agripreneurship is a business activity that applies innovation in the agriculture industry. Entrepreneurship requires people to be able to certain innovation. Then master agribusiness management and be able to work together. But in fact, the agriculture is not the favorite sector among millennial generation. According to Indonesian Statistic Agency (BBS) from 2017 to 1990, the agriculture profession occupied the lowest position. Let's explore what the cause. Why agriculture is not attractive to the youth? The first is rural life is boring, no entertainment. The second, no pride and dignity in farming, or low self-esteem. Lack of rural youth organization focusing on agriculture. And the most not attractive in agriculture, that is no money from farming, low income, unstable work, high risk, and no prospect. Many young people are not interested in agriculture, even though the millennial generation has many advantages and potential. The advantages are follows. The first, they are open and frank, and they are at ease with change. They are able to build partnership. They are more computer literate than their older generation. It's very unfortunate if the advantage of millennial generation are not utilized. For that, we must be able to attract the young generation to like agriculture. Youths will farm if Agri provide design livelihoods. Agri can be with multiplier. Agri support from capital investment in family farm is available. The government doesn't just stay silent. Several efforts are being made. The first is to use village fund for agriculture investment. The second, additional of vocation education institution. The third, program of 1 million millennial farmer. How to achieve this? There are two programs have been running. The first is PWMP program. The second is P4S. Now, the first program for government, from the budget side, the government can use a village fund to support agriculture technology innovation. Village fund can also be used to cut the length to the farmer distribution chains. Example, the creation of Indonesia online shop called Toko Tani, a farmer shop in English order online shop. So that farmers are expected to be more prosperous. Now, to support this, a scale-up BUMDES program has emerged. BUMDES is a village owner enterprise. Scale-up BUMDES is a mentoring program for BUMDES with three-party collaborative mentoring scheme involving BUMDES, industry, and universities. But BUMDES will be accompanied by team of lecture from higher education, consisting for one lecture and 3 students in charge of assigning BUMDES business. The second program for government, the addition of vocational education institution is one of the efforts that must be carried out at present. The total of junior high school is 14,030 schools consisting of private and public schools, of which there are only 1,134 schools based on agriculture expertise education. The number is very minimal once compared to the total number of junior high school in Indonesia. Vocational education and crucial. because not all children have a opportunity to pursue higher education. Moreover, the number of millennials in rural areas is higher than urban areas. Nah, the third program is 1 billion millennial. For support the program, there are two programs. The first is PWMP and P4S. PWMP is a program to grow young generation entrepreneurs. This program aims to encourage growth and capacity building of agriculture education organization institution as a center of agribusiness innovation based agri-sociopreneur development. And the second aims develop business opportunities for the young generation of agriculture so that they can become job creator in the agriculture sector. Who can join this program? For the time being, this program is limited to vocational education institutions and partner universities. It's hoped that in the future, there will be many more universities that will be collaborated with Ministry of Agriculture. Either active student or alumni can follow this program from partner institution. This program will receive business capital assistance for student, maximum of 15 million for high school student and 35 million for college or university student. The stakes of agri-sociopreneur formation in the PWMP program, the first is awareness stage. The awareness stage includes preparation and provisioning activity. Then a growth stage include program implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. And then development stage include advanced technical guidance to increase add value and product competitive. And then independent stage, developing business network in the context of expanding cooperation. The last program, P4S program, Center of Agriculture Training and Independence Rural. To meet the target of 1 million millennial farmer, the government also released on P4S. From P4S, I hope that millennial farmer from rural areas who have low education can attract them, different from the PWMP program, which target student and university student. P4S are established, owned, managed by independent farmer, either individually or in group. P4S is a government partner in developing agriculture human resource, especially farmer and rural communities. Effort to increase the capacity of P4S in organizing and implementing training for farmer and rural communities. P4S guidance, among other, in career or outsource training guidance from the aspect of institution, infrastructure, workforce, training, business, and networking aspect. P4S has many facilities that visit training. The hope in that rural young farmer will not be inferior to urban youths who are highly educated. In Kadiri city, there are two P4S. The first Hikmah Farm, and the second P4S Satwa Sejahtera. Now, the facility and infrastructure consists of there are facility, for example, a farming area, and then a study room, There are secretariat room and secretarial facility. There are laboratory and workshop, agriculture equipment, library, and number of book title, dormitory and bedroom facility, lighting and road access and energy development. P4S are readily available throughout the nation. It's recorded that there are 1,123 locations of P4S. Agriculture 4.0 is the future of Indonesia. Hopeful with the ability of the young generation to make this happen. Here are some technologies and the young generation must master, especially e-commerce, which predicted to be medium that can market agricultural product about. I think that's all my presentation today. Thank you very much for your attention. Return back to moderator. Okay, thank you. Sorry, Miss, I can hear your voice because your.
Okay, thank you very much, Mohammed sir. I think Ms. Vita is on a mute mode. On behalf of her, I can help you. There are a couple of questions which the participant have asked you. So the first question is from Andreas Zulkarnain from Kadiri University. She's saying that, hi sir, I just found out, sir, that there is PWMP program. I am interested in joining this program. What are the requirements to join this program?
Thank you, Mr. Rahul, for your helping. Thank you, Mr. Andreas Zulkarnain. For the time being, this program is still in the stage of partnership between certain universities and the Ministry of Agriculture. So in the main team, not all universities have established partnership. The main requirement is that prospective members are students or alumni of the campus. I hope that the Kadiri University will also be able to form a partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture in the near future of this program. I hope this program can be released in this University Kadiri.
All right, thank you very much. There is another question from Ina Mufiatas from Kadiri University. She's asking that, has anyone implemented the P4S BUMDIS and PWMP program and successful on implementation?
Okay, to Ms. Ina Mufiatus, there have been many who have implemented these activities. I take an example of the implementation of P4S activity around my current location in Kadiri. It's a Hikmah farm, head by the Agriculture and Plantation Office of Kadiri District. So although this program is relatively new, it has been implemented and has succeeded in the reaching target partners in both urban and rural areas.
All right, there is a last question we have, sir, from Andika Pratma from University Islam Negri, Jakarta. Can educational institution or campuses establish or collaborate to establish P4S so that our students are not confused about the finding a place for entrepreneurial training?
For the time being, this program is still in the stage of a partnership between certain universities and the Ministry of Agriculture. So in the meantime, not all universities have established partnership. The main requirement is that prospective member area student or alumni of the campus.
All right,
I
sir.
hope, okay.
Yeah, with this note, we have finished with the second questions. Thank you very much, Muharram, for your time and valuable input. I'm sure that all the participants have enlightened with your knowledge about, especially on PS4 and other domain. Thank you very much for your time, and please be safe and healthy. Terima kasih. All right, with this note, I'll request our third and the last speaker of the day, Dr. Arkan Mohammed. Dr. Arkan, can you hear me? Can you open your video, please?
Yeah, hi, how are you going?
Good, alhamdulillah. How are you, Dr. Arkan?
Not too bad, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. How are you going? I hope everyone is safe and good.
Yeah, under the blessing of God, yeah, so far we all are safe and healthy and expecting the same for you.
Thank you.
To all my participants, I would like to tell you that Dr. Arkan is I think, one of the most famous persons in Tirkit universities in terms of agriculture and other domain. He has numerous educational background in this domain. Please correct me, sir, if I'm wrong on some part. Mr. Arkan has a B.Sc in Agriculture Science from Tirkit University in 1999. He also holds M.Sc University of Tirkit College of Agriculture Department, focusing on poultry nutrition in 2002. He had done his PhD in avian psychology from Tirkit University, College of Agriculture Department of Animal Resources. Have multiple of certification on the same domain. And at present, he's working as an assistant instructor and researcher. Please correct me, sir, if I'm wrong, because of that language.
No, that's fine. Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah.
And I'm opening a platform for you, Dr. Arkan. Please feel to share your screen with us in terms of PPT. And in the later, I'll request all the participants to put the Q&A session in WhatsApp or either on chat box. Time is yours, Dr.
Arkan. Thank you. Hello, everyone, and thank you for inviting me to talk in this event, and I'm happy to be here. I hope everyone who is hearing is good and safe. Today, I will talk about my presentation. I hope now is ready.
Yeah, Dr. Khan, it's visible.
Yeah. Before I'm starting, I would like to talk about myself. My name is Dr. Arkan Mohammed, and I am teacher in Tirkit University. You can see the information about about the university. If you want any information, you can visit the website and hear a few pictures from the Tirkit University. Today I'm going to talk about the agriculture entrepreneurship because the young need to understand more about what it is before starting. The agriculture entrepreneurship is related to the marketing and production of various agricultural products and also related to agriculture input. Sorry, this one. Agricultural input. The process of starting a business that handles farms like crops and animals in its essence. The term includes all aspects of raising and processing food as well as manufacturing food products as of labors, machine, tools, and chemical or biological processing or any technical can use for food production. We have many examples about the agriculture entrepreneurship, fruit farm, beach ID, and sea food supply, cattle, and beef farm. That means anything related to production agriculture is agriculture internship. Normally, the farmer need great management and good skills to be successful at market or net farming. In entrepreneurship, farmer makes farming decision in a complex, competitive, and collaborative environment. So, it was necessary to go to agriculture internship, and for the millennial cycle to find the necessary solution for the server of agriculture and solve farmer problems at the same time. We have many types for anyone interested in starting and running their own business should consider which agriculture entrepreneurial model they prefer, like small business or large company or scalable startup and the social media. Today, agricultural studies are involved in many different types of entrepreneurial activity. The entrepreneurship in agriculture can still be rising, growing farms, but it can be much, much more than that. Here we can see different name for every internship. You can use it in agriculture, like ownership, productive and production enterprise, farming program, and we have a program primarily like growing crops and raising livestock. Here we have example about agricultural entrepreneurship, like lawn service, fish guide, bed sitting service, and we have operating a roadside marketing selling product. We have three aspects of agriculture: the commitment of resource in the face of risk to pursue the opportunity, the creation of an operating business organization to implement the opportunity motivated business idea, the recognition of market opportunity, and the generation of a business idea to address the opportunity is product or service. And already, if anyone need successful agriculture enterprise consent of communication skill or ability to make yourself understand. And we know the communication skill is very, very important if you need to start any project, if in agriculture or marketing or anything. And you should be, you have thinking ability and ability for human relationship. The relationship is very important if you need make any business or any marketing. If you need going to have a goal of in agricultural project, because the agriculture project can offer many advantage and benefits such as reducing unemployment, improving in food supply, reducing dependence on other country for important, and achieving food security. What are the new technologies to improving agriculture for upcoming generation? Many research. He say many research say you can use a new technology will help encourage and interest in the generation, like GIS software and GPS agriculture, satellite, drone, and farming software and online data. All this technology, you can help this generator to going to agriculture and make and improve the project and the business in agriculture farm or in the any project you can use it. In Iraq, we have relationship between the agricultural entrepreneurship and the generation, because Iraq is facing a number of challenges that are common to all sector of agriculture. It's mostly practice on small farming units, and it's a low input-output system. We have different projects are low by any competitive standard, as farmers tend to minimize costs concerned with land preparation, planning, weeding, and harvesting. In 2007, the government launched a 10 years agriculture for going to the goals and achieving self-sufficiency in the main food and increasing farmer. That means going to help the farmer increasing the income and reducing unemployment between the private and public sector, which could also affect the generation cycle in a positive way. To improving the availability of production input for anything at stabilizing output price and assembling private investing in the agriculture sector so as to improve the living condition in the country area. Iraq have facing many challenges through the years, especially in the agriculture department. But the government and worker keep trying to improve it for future generation in many ways, like programs, like farmer training, and partnership and use in new technology. And all this way to help the generation to go into the agriculture and make the business. We have heard the agriculture policy and programs from the government for future generation, like the National Development Plan, Ministry of Agriculture Plan, and the Agriculture Initiative. Here we can see what the priorities for the government, because we have different projects in Iraq. We can improve it, like plant production, and here we have animal production and water resource. From the plant production, we have different programs. The government work with the different farmer to use new technology for agriculture, like GPS or drone, or what the water resource, or she can use different programs in animal production, like increase the number of milking cows and water. And the breeding is very important for Iraq because have different type of animal, like Awasi sheep and Shami goat breeding, and already support the veterinarians, hospital and science, and helping to control of animal disease, include vacation or medicine or anything. And we have different program in agriculture for water source. Can we say? And we have a program of development partner. This partner work together with government and available a new project and encourage the youth in the country to this program and help him, give him the advance and give him the rule and what the strategy can use it to project and help him all the time. This relationship is going between the partner and the government and the worker. This is my presentation, and thank you for listening. Back to you again, Rod. Are you hearing me? Halo?
Harusnya gini, Put.
Halo? Halo?
Hello, doctor. Can you hear my voice?
Yeah.
Okay, there is some question for you from the student from East Timor. The question is, nowadays there are many words techno-entrepreneur. What is the difference between entrepreneur and techno-entrepreneur? Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, can you repeat the question?
There are many words, there are many new terms. The word about techno-entrepreneur and entrepreneur. What is the difference between this word?
From the difference between the earlier and program primarily?
Techno-entrepreneur and entrepreneur. What is the difference between this word?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you help me about that? Sorry. Sorry, I can't hear you. If anyone can help me.
Can I repeat once again, sir?
I think a little problem in the voice, yeah. Can I write it by the chat or something between there? Sorry. Yeah, I see the SMS chat. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. I see the question in the chat. He asked about the difference between
the difference between entrepreneur and entrepreneur.
Technology. Technology. That is who the person who organized and operated the business. That one different between there. Who the person organized and operated at business much of because sometimes the owner, the technology can help him to solve the problem and doing any risk. The technology now is very important in this time, and you can use it for any time. Now here in Iraq, we have many programs to use technology in animal farms, like calling is data internet. This data internet give you all the information about the animal inside the farm, and you can sit in the your office and collect all the information.
Okay, thank you, sir. For next question, the question from David Fajar from Kadiri University students. It is from Agriculture Faculty. He want to ask about the farm training and partnership and new technology in Iraq. Perhaps you can explain more detail. What is the example of these activities?
That means compare agriculture development from my country.
Farm training and then partnership and new technology in Iraq. What is the example of from this program?
Yeah, in Iraq, the situation in Iraq from 2003 till now, is unstable, and we have many challenge in agriculture, and we have a problem because what happened, that, but still we going to have some programs in agriculture, like crops, or we have animal farms project. I hope that answer.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you, sir. The last question, sir, from Bala Subramania.
Yes.
Yeah, from Indonesia.
Can you compare agriculture?
Yeah, can you compare an agripreneurship?
Actually, for this question, maybe it's very hard because my country, maybe the situation is different for any situation, but not that mean we can we can work together, you know, and because the Iraq situation is big different for another country, you know that, yeah, yeah, you know. We still in Iraq we have a little problem from the young to going to the agriculture business because the Iraq situation sometimes don't help him, and maybe we can have like fair compare between my country for another country, but no any problem if you can use any skill from the another country here or from another country to Iraq.
Okay. Okay, still one more question, sir, from Indonesia also.
Yeah.
From Unpar, the name is Samsul. He asked about is there any impact in Iraq by applying this program for millennial? For example, farm training, partnership, and new technology. Has it a good impact for the agriculture in Iraq? Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
This is that's absolutely. You know, the impact is big. You know, and the people now is happy to doing any project for agriculture. Yes, that's sure.
Okay, enough, doctor. I think the question is. Okay, thank you, doctor, for nice presentation from you. Okay, dear all the participants, I think the presentation from third presenter, Mr. Vijay Sardana, Mr. Muhammad Muharram, and Dr. Arkan Mohammed give us some benefit, and hopefully it will be useful for Kadiri University, especially for agriculture faculty, and also for the audience all. Okay, before we close our seminar today, can I ask Mr. Arkan Mohammed and Mr. Vijay to on the camera? We will take a picture together with the participant.
Miss Vita, I think Mr. Sardana is in another meeting, so he might be not.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. So the rest of the
sir is
speaker,
here. Sir is here. Okay, Mr. Sardana is here.
It's okay. Okay. Can you on your camera? Or we have some photos. Mr. Seno, can you help me? Yeah, to screenshot ya.
Yes.
Okay. Can you counting? Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Enough? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Vijay Sardana, Mr. Muhammad Muharram, and Dr. Arkan Mohammed for your nice and interesting presentation. Hopefully, it will be benefit for all of us. Okay, dear participant, the seminar will end today. Thank you for your coming today, Mr. Rahul. Thanks for your participant also. Have a nice day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you to all of you. Thank you so much.
Wes. May ngomong di
Bingung kuliah di mana? Universitas Kadiri mempunyai 6 fakultas dan 21 program studi. Fakultas Hukum, program studi S1 Hukum dan S2 Hukum. Fakultas Ilmu Sosial dan Ilmu Politik, program studi S1 Administrasi Publik dan S2 Administrasi Publik. Fakultas Pertanian, program studi S1 Agroteknologi dan S1 Agribisnis. Fakultas Ekonomi, program studi S1 Ekonomi Pembangunan, S1 Manajemen, dan S2 Manajemen. Fakultas Teknik, program studi S1 Teknik Sipil dan S1 Teknik Industri. Fakultas Ilmu Kesehatan, program studi D3 Kebidanan, D4 Kebidanan, S1 Kebidanan, Pendidikan Profesi Bidan, S1 Keperawatan, Pendidikan Profesi Nurse, S1 Farmasi, D4 Teknik Laboratorium Medis, D3 Teknik Elektromedis, dan Pendidikan Profesi Apoteker. Info pendaftaran. Ketik link http://pendaftaran.undip-kediri.ac.id/. Tata cara pendaftaran. Setelah terbuka halaman awal pendaftaran, lalu pilih daftar atau daftar kesehatan untuk Fakultas Ilmu Kesehatan. Masukkan data diri Anda. Login dengan menggunakan NIK dan password yang Anda masukkan. Halaman dashboard setelah login, lalu bayar biaya pendaftaran menggunakan nomor virtual account yang didapatkan. Jika sudah, akan mendapatkan nomor pendaftaran dan bisa melakukan tes online pada tautan yang ada di dashboard. Jika dinyatakan diterima, kemudian upload dokumen yang dibutuhkan. Kemudian bayar tagihan registrasi dengan nomor virtual account yang diperoleh. Registrasi mahasiswa baru untuk mendapatkan NIM. Isi data diri dengan benar dan lengkap sesuai dengan isian yang diminta. Universitas Kadiri memiliki 4 jalur pendaftaran. Jalur prestasi untuk calon mahasiswa yang lulus pada 2 tahun terakhir atau bebas tes dengan mengunggah prestasi minimal di tingkat regional atau menggunakan nilai rata-rata rapot 8-10. Jalur KIPK. Jalur KIPK merupakan beasiswa untuk calon mahasiswa yang kurang mampu dan memiliki kemampuan akademik dan telah terdaftar di laman kip-kuliah.kemendikbud.go.id. Jalur reguler. Jalur reguler untuk semua calon mahasiswa baru lulusan SMA atau sederajat yang mendaftar di Universitas Kadiri. Dan jalur transfer. Jalur transfer untuk mahasiswa pindahan atau alih jenjang atau lintas jalur di semua angkatan. Universitas Kadiri juga memiliki beragam fasilitas seperti Gedung Olahraga Surya Kediri yang digunakan para mahasiswa untuk kegiatan olahraga. Dalam Gor Surya Universitas Kadiri juga dilengkapi fasilitas olahraga seperti basket, futsal, bulu tangkis, tenis meja, dan fitness center. Musola. Perpustakaan yang dilengkapi dengan ratusan buku untuk referensi, sekaligus berbagai hasil penelitian mahasiswa Universitas Kadiri. Laboratorium komputer dengan berbagai alat yang memadai dengan kapasitas 50 orang mahasiswa. Laboratorium bahasa yang dilengkapi dengan fasilitas full internet dengan kapasitas 50 orang mahasiswa. Galeri investasi merupakan sarana untuk pembelajaran dan diskusi bersama tentang pasar modal. Laboratorium sipil dan laboratorium industri. greenhouse dan laboratorium pertanian, peradilan semu, laboratorium farmasi, ruang micro teaching, dan aula sebagai sarana kegiatan para mahasiswa. Universitas Kadiri juga memiliki beragam prestasi, antara lain klasterisasi perguruan tinggi urutan 48 pada klaster 4, SIM Katmawa peringkat 102 nasional. Universitas Kadiri juga memiliki beragam unit kegiatan mahasiswa atau UKM yang berprestasi, antara lain UKM Kerohanian Islam, juara 3 Tilawah Quran 2019, UKM Olahraga Futsal, juara 1 futsal antar mahasiswa se-Jawa Timur, Mahasiswa Berprestasi Nasional, juara 1 Pekan Olahraga Mahasiswa Nasional 2019, Mahasiswa Berprestasi Internasional, juara 1 Tenis Meja Internasional, UKM Seni Menyanyi, juara 2 Nasional, dan Galeri Investasi memperoleh prestasi juara 1 Banking and Finance Festival. Mari bergabung bersama Universitas Kadiri untuk mewujudkan cita-cita Anda.
Kadiri University is a private university located in Kadiri, East Java, Indonesia. It is located in the west of Kadiri, near with Selamanglang Cave and Airlangga Museum. The location is also near with Maskumambang Hills, makes the Kadiri University be a comfortable place for studying and learning. Kadiri University has big contribution of Kadiri development. It's said by Sujanjo Supriyadi Wali Songo Kadiri Foundation since 1980. Kadiri University has passed many bachelor to fulfill the society needs in Kadiri especially and in Indonesia commonly. The graduates of Kadiri University have gotten a job in many cities and countries all over the world. Creating the competent, superior, characterless to be able to compete internationally in 2026 is the vision of Kadiri University. It is also supported by all faculties in Kadiri University. Kadiri University has academic, profession, and vocational education, namely Law Faculty, Social and Politics Faculty, Agriculture Faculty, Economics Faculty, Engineering Faculty, Health Science Faculty. Using student-centered learning, Kadiri University is supported by the good quality of lecturer to get the good cognitive, effective, and psychomotoric graduation to be able to compete in globalization era. Kadiri University has academic